Okay, boys and girls. I already forgot. Okay, boys and girls. We're at 3 weeks of consistency. I know. Every time I mention it, something bad happens. But I'm feeling good about this one. This time around on One More, we're gonna be covering a lot of Square Enix news, which means I get to talk about Final Fantasy once again, baby. Nothing is gonna stop me this time, motherfucker.
It's showtime! I've got to say, the gaming industry shits news out like crazy. It's been about 2 months since I posted these news updates regularly, and it might as well have been 5 goddamn years. I'll be going over some of the older stuff later in the video, but let's start with the big stuff. This one comes from Imran Khan over at Fanbyte, and let me tell you, dude, this shit is fucking crazy. There's been a rumor going around on top of the PS5 exclusives FF7R Part 2 and FF16 that we've got a third exclusive Final Fantasy game called Final Fantasy Origin, being developed by Team Ninja. In case you're unaware, they developed the Neo and Ninja Gaiden franchise, as well as Dissidia NT for Square in the past. Taking place during the original Final Fantasy game for the NES, Origin is going to be a Souls-like Final Fantasy similar to Neo, but more accessible to a wider audience. Think Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Bro, what?
Never in my life would I have ever expected to see a Souls-like come from one of my favorite franchises. I can't even begin to imagine what that looks like. Really exciting to try and picture how Team Ninja is going to put together all the mechanics we know and love into this kind of format. Summons, magic, maybe even the job system. I know for sure I'm playing a Dragoon Souls-like if that happens. Now, of course, this is all just a rumor, but Imran Khan has a pretty great record, and with E3 imminent, I'm feeling pretty damn good about this. Dragon Quest's 35th anniversary was a few days ago, and it brought a huge slew of announcements that I'm still in complete shock over. Dragon Quest XII was officially announced with game designer Yuji Horii stating that this entry is specifically aimed for adults, with a darker and more mature tone that will have players put in scenarios where they'll need to make important decisions, possibly for branching story paths. The battle system is also going to be updated. I actually saw a lot of people get extremely worried about this since Dragon Quest has always been very traditional. Final Fantasy has always tried a lot of new things, but you could always rely on Dragon Quest to give you that traditional JRPG experience. They did actually clarify this though. They're not getting rid of the current command system. They just want to change some things and have some prototypes currently in development. I'm curious how y'all feel about that if you're a hardcore DQ fan. I played a bit of 8 but never finished it, so 11S was essentially my first one that I completed from start to finish. I also am usually pretty accepting of change considering I love both old and new Final Fantasy, but I know that's not the majority opinion. Along with 12 being announced, a remake of Dragon Quest III, probably the most pivotal in the franchise, was revealed, and
Jeez, this shit looks gorgeous!
Developed by Team Asano, who are the guys behind Bravely Default, Octopath, and Project Triangle, we'll be setting off on the classic adventure in this beautiful HD 2D world. I love everything that Team Asano has put out, and when Octopath was originally shown off, I've been thirsty as hell for more games in this style. I'm a big fan of 2D sprites or art within a 3D environment going all the way back to the PS1 era, and seeing it in a modern day like this makes me so happy. I cannot wait to play this whenever it comes out, and it gives me hope that we might see games like Final Fantasy VI or Chrono Trigger get this type of treatment. Which reminds me, we just might see Dragon Quest 1 and 2 also get HD 2D-ified in the future. As a side note, wouldn't it be sick if the Diamond and Pearl remakes were done like this? I'm hyped for them regardless, but I think the Pokemon Company should take some notes here. Next up are Dragon Quest Treasures and Dragon Quest X Offline. Eric was one of my favorite party members from 11, and Mia proved to be a pretty damn interesting character. I felt like they did a great job explaining their childhood, but to see them just outright make it playable with this non-traditional RPG has me ready to try it whenever it's available. On the other side of things, I really hope we get to see Dragon Quest X come to the West. I know there are ways to play it, but I'm lazy, man. I've been on a personal mission to play all these JRPGs I've missed, and the Dragon Quest series is near the top, so I feel like I have to play at least all of the mainline games at some point. Speaking of Western releases, I don't know how I completely forgot to mention this, but everything I mentioned here, besides 10, will be released worldwide, with 12 and 3 being simultaneous worldwide releases. God damn, dude. JRPGs have come so far. You got Sega releasing their bad boys simultaneously, and now Dragon Quest feels like it's finally gaining a foothold over on this side of the world.
Okay, I've got to be real with you guys. I originally wrote this script about 2 months ago, so bear with me when I'm talking about shit like Intergrade being announced, since that was obviously like a lifetime ago. Anyway.
Let's go, dude! Okay! My eyes are open! 60 FPS? Okay!
Wait, dude! I get to talk about Final Fantasy VII again!
Starting things off with a preview of the PS5 version for FF7 Remake featuring 60 FPS, better textures, faster loading times, and a photo mode. Respect to the person who walked up to Tifa, waited for her to do that pose in game, and then opened up photo mode just to sneak it into the trailer. Whoever you are, you were horny on main and didn't give a fuck. That's 2 thumbs up and a from me. Taking a guess here, but this is most likely the version that will also show up on PC and Xbox sometime next year. If you didn't know, Intergrade has a 6-month exclusivity which ends in January 2022. Wait, who's this? Is that Yuffie? What the fuck?
My name is Yuffie.
What the fuck?
Okay, now things are getting spicy.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. The enhanced version of Final Fantasy VII Remake introduces everyone's favorite materia thief ninja, Yuffie Kisaragi. Along with her comes a new character, Sonon, who also comes from Wutai. They've teamed up with Avalanche HQ, who I want to stress are not Barrett's division. If I had to take a guess, they're probably the 3 members Barrett mentions in his Chapter 14 resolution. But anyway, they've come to Midgard to steal the ultimate materia from Shinra. In case you didn't watch my hold up with Ninja from a couple months ago, we talked a little bit about how excited we are to see Yuffie and Vincent, specifically because of the potential behind their combat. Yuffie is a goddamn ninja, bro, and from what we've seen, it looks like they nailed it. She looks fast as fuck, zipping and dipping, throwing her big ass shuriken. They even put team up attacks in. I wonder if they're gonna add this into the base game as well, though I doubt, because let's be real, that'll probably be in the next major installment. But that doesn't mean I can't salivate at the thought of doing some crazy ass team up combos with the main crew. If you have a PS4 copy of the game, you get a free upgrade to the PS5 version.
Hell yeah!
But Intergrade will only be playable on the PS5.
Oh, come on, dude, what the fuck?
I know, a lot of people are pissed about this, deservingly so. It should definitely be cross-platform with how hard it is to get a PS5 right now. But I think this is also an indicator for how the rest of the remake will be handled. I don't know why some people didn't expect this, but Part 2 is going to be taking advantage of the PS5 entirely, so it won't be coming to the PS4. I get it.
The first part came out on here, so the rest should too!
Maybe I'll get hate for this, but I don't want the rest of the remake to be held back by previous gen hardware, especially now that we're out of Midgar and we've got all of Gaia for the devs to mess around with. Plus, most of you were gonna get a PS5 anyway. Come on now. Final trailer for Intergrade gave us a deeper look into the goings-on of the game, as well as a look at Vice's little brother Nero, who's also set to make an appearance. I want to use this time to pose a question to you guys and ask how you all feel about seeing Dirge essentially get remade within Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've been talking with a few people about this because, in my opinion, it's a great thing. A lot of the time, you see amazing games get remade or remastered, and deservingly so, but you never see bad games get remade. Aside from Bubsy, of course, but in general, who in the world would want to pick them up? Dirge isn't a good game, but Square seems to be taking elements of that game and weaving them into remakes smoothly so that we don't end up with a weird hot Hojo situation. I could be wrong on this, of course, but considering what they've done so far with Part 1, I mean, they incorporated characters like Kyrie from the books without feeling out of place. I have full confidence that they're making the right choice here. Hell, what if Vice, Nero, and the rest of the Sviets die in Intergrade? Then Dirge can't even happen canonically, and at the very least, we're definitely gonna get some sick-ass boss fights out of them. That wasn't all when it comes to FF7 news. 2 new mobile games were announced on Twitter soon after the state of play back in February: Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis and Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier. Wow, those sound pretty familiar, huh?
Poor Ninja, man. Poor Ninja.
Let's start with First Soldier. Oh, the pain, man. Fuck me, dude. Well, it's not a Sephiroth game, but it's a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale. I mean, what can I say, man? I don't think any of us were hoping for this. To give them credit, it looks solid, but like, come on, man. Ever Crisis, though? I don't care if this is a mobile game. This shit looks so sick. They quite literally remade FF7 again, but in the same vein as the original. Cute chibi characters, excellent portrait art, and high-res pre-rendered backgrounds. It's gorgeous. In battle, the models changed to what looks like the same ones from the remake, and would you look at that, classic turn-based ATB combat. And right at the end of the trailer, they revealed they're remaking every single piece of FF7 content from the compilation in this style, all in this game.
That is hype as fuck.
And because of that reason, I couldn't be more disappointed that it's currently only slated for mobile. I don't have a problem with mobile games. I mean, I play Genshin Impact daily, but something like this should definitely come to other platforms. I mean, this shit on the Switch would be perfect. Thankfully, I do think it's likely we'll see that happen at some point. Why, you might ask? Final Fantasy XV Pocket Edition HD was a thing. Originally, a mobile-only game with chapters being released every month. Once the whole thing was complete, Square put the game on all consoles. Since Ever Crisis seems to be following a similar route with chapters releasing on a monthly basis and the first chapter being free, I think it's safe to say we'll get to see this on other platforms. Thank God, I'm actually really looking forward to that one. Forever Entertainment, the guys behind the Panzer Dragoon remake, have been hired by Square Enix to remake multiple titles from Square's back catalog. Since Forever will have to front the development costs, I don't think we'll see anything on the level of Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially since during that game's development, Square ended up starting it over since they were unhappy with CyberConnect's build of the game. So why bother mentioning this then? Square Enix has a lot of incredible games in their catalog that, while they don't have the name power of something like Final Fantasy, are great games in their own right and deserve to be brought to modern platforms. Star Ocean, Drakengard, Vagrant Story. Again, none of these are massive by any means, but they're all really damn good. I should mention that stuff like Parasite Eve and Chrono Trigger feel too big to be handled by someone that isn't Square themselves. Either way, I'm interested to see what comes of this. I might do some digging in my free time to see what else Square has the rights to, but is there any game that you could see from their catalog that might get the remake treatment? I really can't believe how long Final Fantasy, bro. I really can't believe how long Final Fantasy XIV has been going, and yet they still manage to blow people away. I practically need to give it a go at this point, because with the full trailer for Endwalker, I'm kind of in disbelief at how great it's shaping up to be. New classes like Sage and Reaper are sure to spice things up, and this collector's edition is looking hella tempting. But I think I want to throw it over to my editor, Apple2K, who's been playing FF14 for years now, and even interviewing the legendary Yoshi P himself. He's got a better grasp of the game and what Endwalker is doing, so take it away, Apple.
Did you know the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has a free trial and includes all of the Realm Reborn as well as the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 and no restrictions in playtime? Sign up now and experience Eorzea today. You don't want to play? Well, too bad. You don't have a choice in this. Okay, as you all know, FF14 exists and it's huge. So Endwalker being talked about was a given. But what is Endwalker? It's the 4th expansion and it's going to be ending a 10-year-long saga, that being the one with Hydaelyn and Zodiac. This is what makes this one even more crucial than the last. The stakes are higher now because of not the second coming of Jesus, but the second coming of the final days. We go all FF4 and go to the moon and shit. It's pretty cool, you know? That's about all I can get into without spoiling key points from the other expansions, for those who haven't played them, of course. But with expansions, there usually comes new add-ons, and the same applies here with Endwalker. New areas, new jobs, a level cap that's increased to level 90, Farmville 2, new housing, more ways to gamble in Gold Saucer, and a fuck ton more. It's unbelievably hype. But the stuff that made me and my friends go monkey mode was Oceanic servers.
Oh my god!
Yes!
Join our free company if you're on Tonberry Sexy Zone. That's spelled SXC Zone. Represent.
Guys, we're gonna get a blue one.
Look, it's reverse
Oh,
psychology.
my engine
What?
disconnected.
What? The server crashed!
All of that aside though, it's the team behind it that draws me closer and closer to giving it a go. Watching Yoshi P and Soken at FanFest deliver the news that Soken has been dealing with had me bawling my eyes out. These guys are the GOATs of the industry, and they deserve everything they've been getting. While I was slaving away at work, The World Ends With You actually got a sequel. I never picked up the original for the DS, but I did play the final remix on Switch. The dock controls were absolutely horrid, so I played the whole thing handheld and, not gonna lie, still wasn't a big fan of the combat. The story itself was interesting and the characters were cool as hell, but the music, man, whoo, That music slaps so hard. This time around, we'll be controlling a new set of characters. Rindo, Fret, and Nagi.
Oh, and how could I forget our boy, Mr.
3.14159265358997932846264338399862899628034825342111 himself. Show me Naminato. Jesus Christ.
The power is yet unknown. The power is yet unknown.
Mr. 3.14159265358972. Fuck! 592653589793286. Fuck, dude. 3383279502881. Fuck! Oh, Mr. 3.141559. Oh my god, dude, this is hard. 23078164062866209. Oh, I'm dying, Apple. 03482531411 himself. Show me now, good enough. It releases on July 27, 2021, and I've already pre-ordered my copy. I mostly just want to see how they approach this new combat system and see if I can find more reasons to enjoy something I already really like. As I said before, my biggest problem really was just the combat because everything else was fantastic. For the last bit of news, Project Athia had its official title revealed, that being Forspoken. Developed by Luminous Studios, the people behind Final Fantasy XV, we'll be following Frey Holland, played by Ella Balinska. I know the Luminous engine was a bitch to make for Square and probably wasn't worth the effort, but I'm glad they're sticking to it. It looks gorgeous, and just looking at the movement, like goddamn, look at this chick zooming, bro! I could see myself spending hours just doing parkour if it feels as good as it looks. Almost reminds me of the swinging of Marvel's Spider-Man, where sure, the combat is solid and the story is great, but just moving around had this sense of velocity. You can feel the movement that Peter is going through. Forspoken is really echoing those vibes to me. We don't have a good look at the combat, but I'm confident they'll get things right better this time around. Frey seems funny as fuck. I mean, the first thing you hear her say is literally, "Is that a motherfucking dragon?" Then mid-combat, she just goes, "Fuck off!"
That's my kind of character.
We won't be getting our hands on this game till 2022, unfortunately, but I'm hella hyped to give it a go. As far as myself, I recently put out a commentary over my P5R video, breaking down the scenes, how I approached editing, and more on my Patreon at the $5 tier. When it comes to video games, I'm still making my way through Final Fantasy X-2, and I've gotta say, I really like the game. The combat reminds me of Final Fantasy XIII's paradigm shift system. It's not exactly the same, but the dress sphere system is really reminiscent of that for me, which is great because FF13 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. That's it for your video gamer news this week, everyone. What do you think about all the Dirge stuff they're putting in Intergrade? Are you gonna try those FF7 mobile games? How about Dragon Quest 35th anniversary? Was that hype or what? I also put out a poll after last week's One More asking if you guys picked up the SMT Nocturne remaster, and well, essentially 84% of you didn't pick it up. Although 52% of you is waiting for a sale, and that's understandable. I've played about 12 hours of it on stream and I think it's fucking incredible, but at the end of the day, it is a PS2 game and it is a pretty lazy remaster for the price. While I love the voice acting and choosable skills, it doesn't make up for a lot of the other shortcomings it has. Regardless, I definitely recommend it on a sale. You'd be dumb to not give it a go.
With that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't. Be sure to check out my second channel if you want to see my reaction to both of the Intergrade trailers. Follow me live at Twitch, and be sure to check out Apple 2K on Twitter and YouTube for editing this video. God bless you all, and I will see you next time.
307-816-406-286-209. I'm dying, Apple.